channel. This is an urgent message for all those who are drawn to this video. Specifically, star seeds and light workers are going to be drawn to this video in regards to the blood moon total lunar eclipse in Virgo that occurred on March 3rd. There's been a significant shift, and I think many people are feeling it. If you've been feeling ungrounded, or like you're living in two polarities at once, or like you're flip-flopping between like an emotional overdue energy to more of a stoic energy, this is a message for you, okay? And I just got seen 222-1212 October, August 8th. Mary had a little lamb, Joseph, and so that could be like a spiritual, religious connection here, and that maybe just the energies of them coming through. So I've definitely been feeling this. I went from a total peak at the end of February to feeling the most grounded I had ever felt, to then diving into the deep end of emotional energy and emotional flooding is what Spirit's saying, giving me the word for it. What I've realized is what's happening here is that collectively we are giving an opportunity here. There's a portal open at this time. The 3-3 portal is still open, and it will be open. The opportunity is available now, I should say, to balance the adult self with the inner child. So we call this million different things, but I think the most grounded, embodied version of that is the adult self, which is the higher self, the wise self, with the wise mind, with the inner child, which is the little I, the small self, the emotional body, the emotional mind. Every element, whether you speak of it spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, they have different terms, but it's all speaking to the same thing. One is a higher energy, lives in the higher part of the body, and then one is a lower energy. So if someone looks stoic and put together, they most likely have, unless they've done a lot of spiritual or inner work and shadow work, suppressed their inner child. So they are not aware of their emotional body, their limitations. And the same goes with spiritual ego. If you're seeking source and you're in the higher realms and you're just wanting to be your higher self, most likely you have abandoned your inner child unless you've consciously done the work. Or there's other people who live in their inner child or overprotective of their inner child, and they look like a victim, and they are very, very sensitive to rejection and ridicule and everything. Their inner child essentially is exposed because it's not protected by the outer layer of the adult self. And when it's in harmony, it should be the adult self outside and the inner child inside. And the inner child essentially is like the soul self in its purest form, in its most innocent form. And it is very, very fragile. So if it has no outer layer, it's going to hurt it. But I've become very aware that there's this energy happening, and I feel it so physically. This is the most physical, embodied shift that I have ever experienced. And as I become more embodied, it's been progressively getting more intense for me. I thought I had reached a plateau of groundedness, and then I just went into this world of like pure chaos, and I'm like, again. But it's been since I started my videos, and I feel like I'm supposed to push through, because usually, like, if I get this ungrounded, I don't want to do videos because I get kind of lost while I'm doing them. But seriously, just push through and just give that information out, because it's like it's necessary at this time. Like, I know I work so much with energy. If I'm ungrounded, that means there's so many other people ungrounded too. Well, I'm also sensitive to energy, so not to say that I'm better at being grounded. But yeah, so I'm here and a little bit ungrounded, better today, or figuring it out anyway, getting through the layers, and here I am telling you, trying to anyway. So essentially it is either the adult self is being overprotective of the inner child, so that is going to manifest as being super snappy on people who are using their ego, like, hey, no, that's not right, and like just be like really harsh and ridiculing anything that is out of alignment, anything that's slightly egotistical or coming from a lower frequency. But people speaking from ego, it's not ego, it's the absence of the adult self. It's just an overexposure of the inner child. And I've been working with unconditional love for so long and unraveling what it means. And inside unconditional love is self-love, so we need that first, and then the outside layer is unconditional love. We can't have one without the other, otherwise the other one becomes toxic and out of balance. If you have unconditional love without self-love, you have righteousness. And if you have self-love without universal love, you have like arrogance. So that's love out of balance, self-love out of balance. One way goes righteous, one way goes arrogant. Righteous and arrogant, they're the same side of different side of the same coin, black and white separation. So the world is stuck in that right now, but I feel like me and whoever else is working with this energy, and I know I'm not alone. I don't know anyone on the same frequency as me at this time, like who is doing the same exact work as me, but I do feel they are there. We are working with this frequency right now, and we've just burst open this righteousness that's been hidden inside of spiritual ego for forever. Like it feels like forever, like eons, like since the dark ages. And it's like finally the first glimpse of true emotionally present self-love, where the I am self is present and the 3D self, the 5D and the 3D self are both present at the same time. I feel that energy. So we can be present in all of the dimensions at once. For us, what we're more aware of is the 5D and the 3D. We awaken the 4D in the heart chakra, and that is where true enlightenment starts to happen. When you are locked into the green, the world is green, we have green. This is where reality is. And if we can be locked into that green of reality, we become the embodied version of Christ. We become the embodied version of reality of the higher and lower realm. We collapse essentially the 3D and the 5D, and we become one in stabilized 4D energy. And that's like where we're headed at this time. And there is this huge opportunity, and I just felt like this call going out. So I'm hoping this video reaches those who are also doing this light working work. I had an experience last night just like harnessing this energy and like seeing how much it's been unlocking. I'm very in tune with my body, so I can feel like every energy line in my body, every meridian, and I can tell when it's blocked, and then I can consciously shift the energy in my body just by focusing on it, and then unraveling it and figuring out what is out of balance, what feelings have too much feeling, not enough, what's not in its authentic vibration, and then move that energy and physically feel it like popping and twitching. Twitching is a huge sign that you're moving energy. And my right side has been so blocked, and it makes sense because the masculine is the right side of the body, and the masculine is collectively blocked. I feel like the feminine is pretty balanced. It seems to go first. That was what I did first, is learn the left side of the body is feminine, and the masculine is second. It takes longer. It's more of a physical energy, and collectively the masculine has more blockages at this time. The feminine's kind of just there waiting for the masculine. And they're not separate. You know, if you could say masculine and feminine with everything, they're just talking about two things from a different perspective. One thing about from a different perspective, the higher and lower perspective. So the masculine essentially would be looking from the ground up, and the feminine would be looking from the from up to the ground. So, you know, it's just a different viewpoint, a vantage point. Okay, so if you are resonating with this message, if you've had, okay, this card just flew out of there. If you've been feeling this, like living between two worlds, like you're on this teeter-totter and like literally reality is rocking, you're feeling it in your spine, in your right side, it's maybe hurting. This is all signs like we're on the same frequency, and I do believe I'm here to help guide you and just to make sense of what you're going through. So, yeah, right now we're living on a prayer. That's so good. Living on a prayer with the world. Like, honestly, like, I feel like we've cracked something really big. Like, I really do. Like, I have been going through this physical experience, like, inward, and then it just, like, I felt this crack. Like, holy. So, yeah, last night I, was working on my energy, and I just kind of connected it to the earth, and I felt it go through all the ley lines and the grids, and I like heard all the people that received it, like that I heard them like acknowledge me, it like we were doing it together. It felt like wow, like look what we did, and it's real. It's real. And Spirit's telling me it's real. And I know it's real. You hear things, but I've never done it this viscerally. Like in real time, there's no lag. Sometimes when we are doing it before, like I can see now that I was just connecting to my future self and doing it. So it feels kind of vague and far off. But now that I'm doing it in real time, it's unbelievable. And I've been so grounded in physical reality that, you know, this is working in this energetic realm, but in a way that feels physical, like I'm physically working, like it feels like I'm actually doing something like a physical job. Is like, it's crazy. Like it's, sorry, a little weird. It's shifting things, and I feel other people are doing it. So if you are one of them, please join my channel here, and we will do this together, and I'll help to guide you through this. I plan to give the conscious awareness of what's happening to you. You keep doing you, what you feel is right, and we'll just, you know, bring that unified energy together so we're kind of all on the same page. Yeah, that's how I feel. Same page. Yeah, the same page, that energy. If you can feel that, it's just nailed it. Nail on the head there. There's this glorified energy just ringing through the atmosphere right now, and I just see it like going around the whole world, and it's just like on the same page, and it's like this flood of information. So Spirit is coming in here to toot my horn a bit, but so for the last 6 or 7, well, I had my spiritual awakening nearly a decade ago, and I went to the higher realms. I touched God, went to the higher realms, and then I had to integrate it and become embodied, which is a very hard and tricky process. You have to literally go through every fiber of your body and bring it into harmony. That's hard to talk about because I don't want to sound like I'm being egotistical. But what Spirit is trying to get me to say is that I have learned a lot on a very quantum level that I haven't shared. I just have been so in the process that I haven't been able to share it. And it's so giant that it feels like to share it, like, how am I going to share this? But I just, I felt it go into the ley lines last night, like, oh, there's my information. And like, I just finally like let it out, and people heard it, and I heard them light up from it. And it's like, okay, so if you received my information to the world last night, please follow my channel for more information. You're meant to be here, I guess. Spirit's telling me, like, you were brought here for a reason. So please stay tuned to my channel. Like, they're saying that so importantly. Like, you do not believe, like, you answered the call to my little ring I called last night. You're like, hello? Okay, here she is. Yeah, there's the video kind of thing. So, like, they're saying, like, so viscerally that happened. Like, you picked up on my energy, and you're like, that's it. I need to follow that. And if that is how you feel today, then yes, Spirit's saying you're supposed to be here, and to stay tuned, because I know that I'm going to be posting videos like pretty much once a day from now on. Like, I know that. I've been waiting for this time, not waiting, but preparing. And now it's here, and I know it's here. Like, it's here, and that's it. So, yeah, Spirits are sitting in the background. I don't know if you can see them, but they're like, oh my god, this is so great. Okay, so this is so great. So there's this energy here, this of like, yeah, cups are full, contentment, just satisfied, like, whew, like, just really like sitting there and just taking in the fruits of your labor. So if you're feeling that same energy, like, we are doing this, like, you are doing what I'm doing, essentially. Like, you are, maybe you're not aware of it, or you're just like unsure, maybe you don't have the connection to Spirit that I have, but you're like, oh, I think I'm doing this, well, maybe I'm crazy, maybe this isn't really happening. Then you're supposed to be here, because I'm supposed to tell you, like, this is so wholeheartedly happening. Like, it is next level. We are like shifting the earth. Like, we are like bringing light on the earth that is like so crazy. Like, it's so fun and so crazy, and I feel like I finally stepped into my purpose, which is so crazy. I've always seen it, but it's never ever felt so physical. It's so physical that I can feel it happening, and there's no doubt. There's like no doubt. Like, I know this is happening. So if you have some doubt, like, come here, and I'll be like, no, this is super real, and I'm going to tell you why it's so real, and I'm going to make you be able to realize how real it is by getting into that deeper state of self-awareness. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. This is Infinitely Lily. My name is Maria, and we'll see you soon.